the way, what are the penalties if a company does do business with a company or an individual that is on the sanctions list? Is it just civil, or can there be also criminal penalties?
The penalties are both the civil and criminal.
Mm-hmm.
There are cases where, many cases where U.S. companies or U.S. persons were sanctioned by fines, which they had to pay, or some way, some type of settlement agreement with the government.
Mm-hmm.
And there are cases where violators of sanctions been imprisoned.
Wow.
In fact, there are cases where Russians or foreign nationals were quote unquote lured in the United States on a
Okay.
certain pretenses of certain transactions, after
Mm-hmm.
which when they came to the United States and they thought that this is a bona fide transaction, but in fact the other side of the transactions was set up by the U.S. government. And they were entrapped. Well, I mean, entrapped is
Exactly.
illegal.
That's the word. That's the key word. Was that entrapment, which
Well,
I believe is illegal in America, but
yes,
I think
correct.
it's frequently done.
Yeah, yes, that's why I wanted to say quote unquote trap, because I
Right.
didn't want to mean this word in a legal sense, because
Mm-hmm.
entrapment is something that serves as a defense
Right.
generally in this type of cases. But in this case, basically, people were enticed by the guises of certain transactions to come to the United States.
And you know what? It's very relevant right now, these days, because of the case of Victor Bout, or Victor Bout, the merchant of death, as they called him, who may be exchanged for a American basketball player who is right now imprisoned in Russia, because Victor's defense was that he was entrapped by the Americans. However, he lost that. I think he got 20 or 30-year sentence. However, he could be released any day, any hour now, if the Americans and Russians reach an agreement.
Yes,
Or
that is
prisoner exchange.
absolutely, yeah. The concept, correct. That's a concept, of course. The charges against Bout were based not on sanctions, but based on the violation of illegal arms trafficking
Okay.
and other charges, money laundering and what's not.
Mhm.
But there are cases that are now that recently been publicized. These cases where the just people, just businessmen from Russia were
Mhm.
that they're dealing with equipment that were essentially they came in the United States, and they were surprised to find out that they're not really involved in the real business.
The only equipment was the handcuffs that they got placed in.
That's correct.
Right.